Hey, it's me, Bria, and I'm a lifestyle coach. I help moms reclaim their time and energy. Look at you, taking this moment to recharge. I see you. During the Doulas Bloom podcast, I share tools and resources with my clients and community to spend time with themselves. The key to you living as your authentic self is embracing change and having courage. Your relationship with yourself is the only true constant in life, and observing yourself throughout each season will allow you to always be in alignment with the desires of your heart. Are you interested in joining my one-on-one coaching program? You can book a sales call with me by visiting the link in the description to schedule your session today. Before we get started, I have to remind you of your influence because you are an inspiration. Hey everybody, and happy International Women's Month. I am so excited for this series. I have been hard at work all of February recording with amazing women to bring you their stories. I created the Girl Chat series not only to share the stories of amazing women, but to also create time capsules of our growth. I think it's so important for us to go back and witness ourselves. And through this series, I have created a little time capsule, not only for me, but also for the women who joined me in these chats. We get to go back and witness ourselves in these moments. And I teach my clients and my community to do this on a monthly and weekly level. And so I'm so excited to expand and grow this series as time goes on. It's going to be so interesting to have guests come back on to the series. But I'm getting ahead of myself. If this is your first time here, my name is Bria. I am a lifestyle coach. I host the Doulas Bloom podcast. I am the creator of the Doulas Bloom community, and I am the leader of the village. So I'm so excited to bring you this March 2022 cohort of Girl Chats. I have committed to doing this every year, as last year in 2021, I did a series, an IGTV series of Girl Chats, which will also be shared during this month, that has inspired me to continue to share stories and to have conversations with women about their stories and their lives and what's brought them to this point. So for the rest of March 2022, you will be getting stories from 20 plus women about their stories, about where they are right now and what has brought them to this point. And I am so excited to do this again. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who's shared so openly in this series. And I am so excited to hop right into this conversation. Clearly, you clicked on this one because something in the title or the description, or you know the person who's going to be on this chat. I just want to say thank you to everybody, and I am so looking forward to our conversation about where you are a year from now, 2 years from now. I'm just excited to have you back for another Girl Chat. But I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to stop rambling and hop right into this conversation because it is so beautiful, and I don't take any of this for granted, and that's why I really had to come in here hot before we even got into the conversation just to share that. And yeah, I'm gushing right now, but thank you so much for listening, you as the viewer who's experiencing this conversation, this Girl Chat, and thank you to everybody who's been on the Girl Chat in its entirety. So yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling and I'm gonna let the Girl Chat go. But if you're interested in being part of a Girl Chat with us here on the Doulas Bloom podcast, let me know. You can go to the description. There's a link down there for you to join the wait list. There's a wait list, y'all. There's a wait list for the Girl Chats because so many people wanted to be a part of this, and I'm just excited because we're gonna have more Girl Chats here in the future. So if you want to be a part of the next cohort, you need to join the wait list. Okay, have these conversations, share your story, share your insights and your gems with the community, and let us know what's going on. I don't want us to hide and think that we don't, like, our stories aren't enough. Like, oh my gosh, I've learned so much from the women in my life, and that's why this series means so much to me. But again, I want to create space for you to enjoy this conversation. And again, thank you so much to everybody who's listening, who's being a part of this series. I am happy that you're here. Again, if you want to be a part of this series, you can join the waitlist. The link is down below. You can go to doulasbloom.com/podcast guest to join the waitlist. So without further ado, it's time for a Girl Chat. Hello, everybody. It's Bria here from Doulas Bloom, and it's time for a girl chat. Are you excited? Because I'm super excited. We are going to be having Natalie Nadeen from the Unapologetically Her podcast come on, and we're gonna do a little chit chat. Our podcast episode on her podcast just went live yesterday, so if you haven't checked that out, it's all about self evolvement, what I talk about here all the time, and just like sharing all of that stuff there. But I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to get Natalie on here. Let's see. There you are. Hello.
Girl, hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Like, I know we rescheduled this a few times, but we're here. We're doing it. I'm feeling good.
Grace of God, we here, boo. We here.
Yes. So before we get started, I want to just let you introduce yourself, let everybody know what you do, where you're coming from, and then we can get started.
All right. So, hi everybody. My name is Natalie Nadeen. Girl from Toronto. I would say I'm a podcaster, a freelance photographer, trying to get into video. I'm a retail worker. I'm a very creative person who's just trying to find, that way to just get out of the 9 to 5 and make her own moolah, creative moolah.
Yes.
But your girl's all over the place, so I'm here. Check out the podcast, like Bria said. At Unapologetically Her. Great episode. Oh my gosh. Oh yes. See, someone just watched the most recent episode. Hey Amara. I loved the episode with you. You guys check it out. Bria's helped me get my whole life together, and we're only in the 3rd month of the year.
Exactly. Whoa, that you gave me a lot of credit right there. I'm happy I can help you get yours because my life.
When I listen back to the podcast, I'm like, oh damn.
Right.
You hit the spirit. You hit the spot. You hit the spirit.
That clip that you just post or tagged me in on stories, I was like, dang, I was dropping gems. I was like, I needed to hear that today. Wow. When you can get coached by yourself.
Like, there was gems.
Exactly. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about how we met. Obviously, we've done a podcast together, but can you remember the first time that we met? What was the vibe? What was the energy? Your first impression of me? I just love starting with that question because we don't really talk about that often. So, what was your experience?
But I feel like we met like through Clubhouse, right? Was it through Clubhouse?
I'm not sure. Maybe I feel like you put out a request for, hey, does anyone want to be on the podcast? And I was like, maybe I'll just slide in there. Maybe I'll just be on the podcast.
Yes. And that's pretty much how a lot of my, I would say, connections happen right now with social media, especially during this time of, like they said, COVID and everything's digital, like how we're doing now with Instagram. So yeah, slid into, my Google Forms.
I did.
Right? Came to be on the podcast. And again, like once I read the topic, I checked out your page and I'm like, this girl's already giving me a vibe. Like it's a buzz. Yes. I don't know who she is, but I like her. It's just the positivity was just flowing off the page. So that was my first impression of you. Where I'm just, I don't know who she is, but I need to talk to her. Except book a date.
Yes. I don't even remember how I stumbled upon your podcast. I think I was just like Googling like, okay, who else is doing like podcasts similar to mine? Let me see if I can like do some collabs and stuff.
I was on Google?
And yes, you was on Google.
Mama, I made it.
You were on Google and I was like, okay, I want this to be like real. I don't want to just slide in there and be like, hey, let me be on your podcast. I was like, let me like interact with her content, catch the vibe, the feel. I was like, she cool. I'm here for this. And then when you created that invitation, I was like, shoot my shot. And that's how that happened. I want to let everybody know here, if you have any questions as the conversation progresses, we're here for it. So I'm happy that you can see the questions too, because if I get distracted, you can see them too.
Here, I'm about to tell people, please make sure you type with caps because I don't have my glasses on, so I'm here squinting like, ooh, okay.
Yes, all caps, please, for Natalie. Okay, so I want to start with asking you one question just to get the conversation started.
Yeah.
What was the biggest challenge or obstacle that you had to overcome to be the person you are today? Like, what was the challenge or obstacle that really changed your life?
Oh shoot. Let me tell you guys, I did not prepare answers. Everything's like just from the heart. The biggest
Mm-hmm.
obstacle, I think, was not trying to mimic someone else. I,
Mm.
for a long time, and this is what happens with social media, when you're seeing all these other influencers, celebrities, IG models, whatever the case may be. You have all these people here.
Mm-hmm.
You have friends, you have family who are kind of doing these things. And I think for a long time, I wouldn't really say mimic, but I was trying to mimic.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this worked for them. This could work for me too. And I had to overcome that obstacle of you're not supposed to be someone else. You're
Ooh,
supposed to be yourself. You're supposed to do what makes you happy, what you have a passion for. We
exactly.
can post all day long, and I'm talking more in terms of social media because that's what I'm trying to go into. But we can post all day long. We can do all these things.
Mm-hmm.
However, at the end of the day, if you're not posting content that's true to you, if
Yeah.
you're not being true to yourself, one, it's going
Yeah.
to feel like a chore. Two, you're not going to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You're going to be
Mm-hmm.
over it, and you're going to be like, okay, well, I don't want to do this anymore. So my biggest
Wow.
obstacle was to stop comparing myself to other people
Mm.
and be like, girl, you're fine. You don't need to be like Janet, Tony, this and that. You just need to be Natalie. You need to do what you want to do. And the
Yeah.
right people will support you. The right people will find you. You're an example. You ended up finding me because at that point, I was
Mm-hmm.
actually true to my content. I was true to who I was, who I wanted to be, and what I was aiming for.
Yes.
Biggest obstacle is get over trying to be like someone else. Stop watching other accounts. Stop watching people who are not putting positivity into your life.
Right.
So if you need help to conquer that battle, I do this every couple months. I go on an unfollow spree, on a blocking spree. I will sit there till 3 o'clock in the morning and I will go through the page and I'm like, nah, unfollow, block, delete this conversation. Free
Oof.
your space, your mental space, your
Yes.
space of the things that are not serving you, and you will become your true self. So, boom.
Gems all around. I needed to hear that. I am due for an unfollow spree and just like a social media like detox like altogether. I
Yeah,
was like so close to being like, okay, y'all aren't gonna see me for 3 months. I'm about to go into hibernation. Like I'm done with this.
right.
but but it was
And
like,
it's
no,
no
I just need
shame. It's
to
no
be
shame.
selective.
You're just doing what is good for you, for your mental well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think like what you said to like not mimic, but like it's almost like gimmicky. Like you're trying to like do
Mm-hmm.
what's trendy and like, get with the hype. And it's like if that's not your passion, if that's not what you're excited about, it's gonna feel like a chore. And that's what I
Exactly.
struggle with. And and it's like in this space of following your heart, it's like there's life is not one size fits all. There's a
Nope.
thousand millions billions of ways to get to where you want to go, and it's just like how can Bria embrace her journey and just go with the flow instead
Boom.
of trying to be gimmicky, because I'm done with the gimmicks, y'all. I'm done with the
It was
gimmicks.
cute back in high school, but you were trying to fit in with the clique. It was cute back in college, university, whatever you did,
Mm-hmm.
high school or whatever. It's not cute no more.
It's not.
It's not.
Ugh.
You can't continue living your life trying to embody somebody else. And I
Yes.
always say this, and hopefully I don't get too raunchy. I'm gonna try to keep it PG. But I've always said we all came out of one woman. Even if
Mm-hmm.
you're a twin, we did not come out together. Tia
Period.
and Tamara, they're twins. They did not come out together. They came out one by one. You came out of one mother. I came out of one mother. We have our
Yeah.
own characteristics, individualities, personalities, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
Just be authentically you. That's it.
We needed this reminder today. And I'm talking about we as in like me, my past self, my future self. We needed this reminder.
Yes, I love it.
Okay, so I love hearing about other people's dreams and goals and what they're working towards because, like, yeah, that was our biggest obstacle. We're probably still learning and figuring that out along the way Oh, we got a question. Let's answer the
Oh,
question.
thank you for putting
What
that.
what age did you guys both feel like you started to find your own identity and purpose? That's a great question. That's a great question. Do you want to go first? You go
You
first.
want to know?
Yeah,
24. When did I turn 24? Last year.
period. I was just about to say the same thing. I turned 21 a year ago is when I
Mhm.
really figured out what I wanted to do and my identity and my purpose. Like, obviously, everything leading up to that year helped me figure it out because it's all trial and error. Like, I tried a bunch of things. I thought I wanted to be a chef. I thought I wanted to be a doctor, all these things. And it's like, something ain't hitting, you know? It's like
Yeah.
when you really invest in yourself and take the time to spend time with yourself and figure that out, you're
Hmm.
surprised at what you find. You're surprised.
Well, I just came back from running errands today, and I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was saying the same thing. This pandemic really kind of helped us figure out what is it that we want to do.
Yeah.
Because prior to the pandemic, always being on the go. Even
Mm-hmm.
at school, although I studied something that I like, I feel like I was studying it for other people. Even
Mm.
with work, I'm going to work to make money, but to work for somebody else. I am not passionate about retail. I'm going to be 100% honest. I am not.
Yeah.
It's my 9 to 5. I'm trying to collect the check to put towards my dream.
Right.
But I am doing things then that were just to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That was supposed to be the standard. That was supposed to, what's supposed to, help elevate me.
Yeah.
But now I'm going to say, like, with the pandemic, so 23 going into 24, now being 24, and it's like I'm finally figuring out what it is I want to do. What are the
Mm-hmm.
seeds? Drop. I posted this quote yesterday on the podcast page: planting the seeds that will manifest into greatness. I'm now figuring out what
Yes.
seeds I need to plant.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, all time, what seeds I need to plant.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm going to live the life that I want to live and not what someone wants me to live.
Yes, that is so good. Like unconditioning yourself. That's what I was talking to my mom about last week when I was like so emotional. I was crying, water
Mm-hmm.
signs, right? I was telling her, I was like, I can't expect to undo 10 years of conditioning in 1 year. Because it's like I've grown so
Yes.
much, but I can't put pressure on myself. I can't rush myself. I got to just let the journey go. Like I have to just progress and see what happens because things are going to change as you
Mm-hmm.
get deeper and deeper into your journey. You're going to evolve. You're going to get more clear about what you actually want. I thought I wanted this big family when it's like, no, I really just want a tiny home where I can like invite my close friends and family to come onto my property. We can have a good time. And then everybody goes home. And then it doesn't have to be this big shebang.
I
The
love
world
hearing everybody
tries
goes
to,
home.
yes,
Off
everybody
my
goes
street.
home. And it's like, why does people think that you have to have the big house and the white picket fence? That's not gonna work for everybody. That's not my
That
dream.
was the social
So it's
standard
like,
that the media in the 1950s set for you.
mm-hmm,
Had the white picket fence. Just think about that.
exactly. So I think to answer the question like directly of like for you to like turn it around, it's like what do you want? Create some space for you to figure that out, to reconnect with your true essence and dig into your journey because it's ever evolving. That's what I'm all about. Like you're not the same person you were 2 minutes ago. Like before you hopped on this live, you're different now because you've engaged with this conversation. Like you're constantly evolving and we are here for the growth. Thank you for asking that question. That was so good.
Thank you, Amara. Thank you, girl. Good question.
Yes, that was a good question. So I back to like the dreams and the goals I kind of talked about mines. I want like a tiny home, my own little property. What are you working towards? What is your dream? What's your
Oh,
dream?
girl. The dream. I always said right now, the dreams, and I remind you, the dreams can change tomorrow. It could change
Mm-hmm.
this week, next year. But at this
Exactly.
moment, I always said one, my dream is to work for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to work for myself, set my own schedule.
Yes.
Be like, do I want to be a night out today? Do I feel like working right now at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon? No, okay, bye. So I want to be able to work for myself,
Mm-hmm.
set my own schedule. Like you said, at one point, everyone talked about they wanted a big house. I've learned I don't like houses.
Period.
I don't. I want to have, my condo, my loft, my penthouse.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I don't want to be mowing no grass. probably any snow. I don't know.
People forget about that. People forget about that.
Nope. So I'm like, yeah, the house probably not for me. Even if I have a family, well, then just get a bigger place. Find an extra room because
right.
I'm sorry, it's not a gender-based thing, but unless the man would love to do it, thank you, boo.
Right.
Not. And I'm being totally honest.
Yes.
So, work for myself. I want, my condo in the sky like the Jeffersons. I just want to be happy. That's the goal. I want to live in my purpose.
Right.
And that's what I'm figuring out now, where I'm like, I finally figure out what I want to do, what I enjoy, and what I love. So I just want to make sure the dream is to live in my purpose, live in my truth, and be genuinely happy with the life that I have.
Yes. You see how your dream is attached to a feeling and not the actual thing? Like, you just want to feel good. You want to live life feeling good.
Yes.
Follow that feeling. Do what makes you feel good. That is so.
Yes.
You just it all came together at the end. It's like, I just want to be happy.
I just want to be happy. That's
right.
it.
Don't we all? I was again, I was crying yesterday. And I was like, I just want to be able to just be human and just be here in this experience instead of like working hard, working for a check and all these other things. Like, I just want to be. Like, can I just be? Can I just be Bria? And do the bare minimum? Like, can I just be? Like, why is society set up like this? I was like, I don't want to work hard. How can I create a life where I create more time for me to just be? And that's what we're working towards.
And I think there's a thing that people don't realize when we say, in terms of working, it's not that we're lazy. It's not that we don't want to work. We want to make sure that that energy that we're putting into work, we're putting into work that we actually want to do and have a passion for.
Yes.
And I think there's a misconception, especially when I feel like with our parents' generation, the older generation, the Caribbeans, and I'm talking about from like a Black perspective, like the Caribbeans, the Africans, or whatever, they have that thought process that, oh, well, you don't want to go out there and work, so you're lazy.
Yeah.
You don't want to do this, you don't want to do that, and that's not the case. We're not lazy. However, we have so many more career options, so many more resources and opportunities. We want to make sure if we are working that 9 to 5 or that 9 to 6 in the morning, whatever the case may be, we want to make sure it's with a job that we love and have a passion for. If I'm going to, in a sense, slave for somebody, it better be myself.
I was just about to say that. People just want to be taken care of. And these companies out here, are they taking care of you? They're about their profit, that revenue.
Be like, if I'm wrong, tell me. Working in retail for how many years? These companies are about the dollars. Yes, thank you for providing, a stable living for myself. However, I want to make sure moving forward, that effort, that drive I'm putting in, it's going back into me.
Yeah.
Ooh. Because they get to work from home, they get to sleep and do whatever because the messages are going into their pocket. And I'm out here risking my life with COVID.
Say it again. Say it again. We're risking our lives.
We're risking our lives. So make sure moving forward, if you want to go out there and work, by all means, just make sure whatever you're doing, whether you're working for you or someone else, make sure you have a passion for it.
Yes.
Make sure it does not feel like a chore. If you wake up in the morning and you're just like, ugh, I have to do this again, that ain't for you.
It ain't
for you.
It ain't for you. If you waking up like that, Natalie just told you, it ain't for you. You need to check. You need to reevaluate some things. Where can you pivot? Where can you make some change so you can get to a place where you wake up happy, wake up excited to take on the day?
Something else.
Yes. Ooh, that was chef's kiss. Okay. Next kind of question before we get too deep. Okay, so we talked about what you had to overcome to get where you are right now and what you're kind of working towards. But what are you currently navigating right now, like in your current life, that you're what challenges and what obstacles are you currently navigating to get to that place? Like, you have your podcast, you're working on becoming, self-employed, working for yourself. Like, what challenges are you having right now as you're making that transition?
To be honest, time management.
Mm.
It's a good and it's a bad thing. Again, I had the same conversation before coming onto this live, where Toronto, we had, in a sense, 2 waves. So we had been under lockdown twice.
Yeah.
The first time, nobody knew what the hell was going on. We were playing the waiting game. We didn't really know what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the first lockdown, we kind of had an idea.
Mm-hmm.
This can work. And then when the second lockdown came around again, it was at that point, well, before the second lockdown, I started to realize, okay, this is not what I want to do. I want to do this. I need to start, again, planting those seeds.
Exactly.
Second lockdown came around, and I'm like, okay, let me start looking into the resources. Let me start doing a little bit of research and see what works for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now the lockdown has lifted, and I'm back to work. And it's been a week of going back to work, and I'm trying to find that balance. Because I have all these ideas. I have things I want to do, but my time is very limited.
Yeah.
Because I'm back to work full time. So that is 5 days out of my week.
Yeah.
Almost 40 hours.
Mm.
Plus, you have to think about commuting.
Yeah.
I work an hour and a half from where I live.
Yeah.
So I'm commuting by public transit. So now it's that time management of, okay, so can I do something on my break while I'm at work? How much time do I have in the evening before I go to bed to get ready for work the next day?
Mm.
On my day off, how many things can I get done?
Yeah.
So that's the biggest obstacle for me, is trying to manage my time now and figure out what's going to be my priority for the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you said. What's going to be your priority for the day? Because you can only take it one day at a time. Exactly. So that took me back to a place where I was a year ago when COVID all just happened and stuff. And I was a full-time student. I was working 2 jobs and everything was just getting taken away from me. It was like, no more income. Now you have to move back home. Like everything that you worked so hard to create, this experience, this college experience, this life that I wanted, it was gone. And so I really had to figure everything out again. And as someone whose schedule is solely open, I struggle with time management too. And sometimes I get in my head and I'm just like, I should be doing something. And no. And it's like, but rest is productive. But it's like, no, you're taking too much rest. And then it's like I don't want to have an overbooked schedule because like, it's not fun to always have to go back to event and all these things. But it's like, where can I create some space for me to just, like, going back to what I was saying before, to just be? Because it's just an interesting thing, because like I feel like our lifestyles are relatively different. This is what I do full time, and I create my own schedule, and I'm trying to figure this out, but it's like I still struggle to create time for me. So it's like maybe that's not where you're at right now, but it's just like how time management is still something that you're still like, whatever phase of your life you're in, whatever transition you're going through, you still have to like navigate that and figure out what it means for where you are right now.
100%. No matter what, whether again you're working from home like Bria, or you're like me who still has to go to a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
You need to have that time management to make sure you are, one, getting your rest.
Yes.
That's something I wasn't doing before.
Yeah.
And there was one point where I was doing the 2 jobs.
Yeah.
Plus trying to do something on the side. And I got so sick because I was pretty much working 7 days a week.
That's not fun, y'all.
I had to tell them, like, so y'all are getting like 1 day of availability. Thank you. Because no, you have to make sure no matter what you do, you are prioritizing yourself.
Yeah, you cannot pour from an empty cup.
Well, what good are you to other people?
Exactly. Ooh, I'm loving this conversation. I'm loving this vibe. I just want to let everybody know that these girl chats will be on the podcast sometime in the summer when I'm in off season and not recording, just so everyone knows you can listen to this back on the go in the summer. But before we like wrap up the conversation,
so quick, I love this. Okay.
Yes, they're just quick little chats. Yes. What's on your heart to share with everyone here? What gem do you want to leave them with? What's on your heart to share?
Oh, what? Oh my God, there's a lot. Girl, my mind just goes all over the place. What's on my heart to share? Again, live in your truth. Live in your truth. Do what you're supposed to be doing.
Yes.
Take that time to step back and figure it out. And here's my thing: you don't need to have it figured out all in one day.
So good.
You don't need to have it figured out in one day. You don't need to figure it out all in like 1 month, 1 year. It takes time. It takes baby steps. Like I said, for so long, and I had mentioned this on the podcast, for so long I thought I was going to be a teacher. I went to school. I was supposed to do journalism. I turned it down, and I went to another school to study communications and French. Because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be a teacher. I'm going to teach French immersion, whatever the case may be. And it wasn't towards between the 3rd and 5th year of school. I did it year. And I realized this isn't what I want to do. But what is it that I want to do? Because I realized I don't have passion for this. So first of all, I need to make sure all that money gets turned around into something else.
Yeah.
Right? But you need to just make sure you're living in your truth. Take the time to figure out what it is that you actually want to do. We have one life to live. Yesterday we can't redo. Tomorrow isn't promised. You only have today.
Yeah.
So figure out what it is that you want to do. What will make you happy? What if you were to die tomorrow? Can you be like, I am satisfied with the life I lived?
Yes.
And that's something even I had to step back and be like, well, damn. You know, God willing, I get to the pearly gates of heaven. And if he asks me, so what'd you do with your life? I'm going to be like, well, what did I do?
Oof. Yeah.
Did I really enjoy this time? Did I really?
Yes.
So make sure whatever you do, you are doing it with a passion. You're doing it with a purpose. Do what makes you happy. People can, again, tell you how to live your life, tell you what to do, but you have to live with the consequences of those choices. They can go to bed all fine and willy-nilly because all they did was just tell you.
Right.
You decided to follow it. So just make sure you are making the right choices for you.
Yeah.
And
that
sorry.
It's okay.
But yeah, just make sure you're doing the choices for you.
Yes, trust yourself.
That's the path I'm on right now. So I don't have it figured out. Don't think I came on here thinking like, yes, I'm preaching to myself as I'm telling you this.
It's that part. You're preaching to yourself. You're coaching yourself. Right.
Yep.
Oh, trust yourself. Trust yourself. That is all I'm feeling.
No one knows you better than you.
Oh, say it again. No one knows you better than you. I feel like my job as a coach is to help you feel confident to believe in yourself, because everything you need is already in you, baby girl. It's in you. You got to believe you. You got to believe yourself. You know what you want. Like, everybody really knows what they want to do. And it's just like, why are you scared? Who told you that you can't have these things? I'm going to need you to tell yourself 100 times over that you can have it, and that you're more than deserving, and you have enough time, and you are enough to have everything you desire. Like, I just want to, exactly. Yeah. I want to help people customize their life. Like, I want you to be happy when you wake up, to be like, yes, I get to wake up another day and live. You know, I get to drink this matcha. I get to walk this dog. Like, whatever, like, your desire is to have. Like, it might be that simple. Like, some people, like, I know for me, I would love to start my day every day with a nice glass of Earl Grey tea. It might sit out and get cold, but I like my tea after it's sat out and it's a little cold. Yeah. But it's like, that's what lights me up. That's what makes me happy. Having time to just be, like, I just want to be present. I just want to be here. So I'm here for that. Trust yourself so you can really enjoy the life, because it's supposed to be fun.
Trusting myself, and like you said, what makes you think you don't deserve it? And that's the mindset I had to get out of myself. Because like you said, I'm here always encouraging my friend, yes, do that, do that. So they can have everything and you can't. And that's not out of jealousy or envy or whatever, but the same way you're putting that motivation and that push into them, you need to put it into yourself.
Yes.
If they can have it, why can't you? Where's that?
Exactly. There's more than enough time and space in this world for us all to have what we want. There's enough time to create it, and there's enough time for you to enjoy it. You just got to take the step, take the leap.
Yep.
And see how your life changes. Just
come on.
Okay, where can everybody find you? How can they connect with you? Tell us what you're doing so we can, like, join in, watch you grow and evolve into a beautiful human being. Where can we find you?
I love how you're encouraging my antics. I love it. Yeah, follow me, Natalie Nadeen. The account I'm on now, that is my personal account. you can follow the podcast at Unapologetically Her. I
Mm-hmm.
have a third account, storytellher.studio. So not tell her, but tell her.
Ooh.
Her.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of rebranding and changing up my social. So if it looks a little empty, don't be alarmed. But they're coming. The content's coming because, like I said, I'm now doing content that I am passionate about. There's
Exactly.
purpose for. So you can follow me on there, Twitter, Natalie Nadeen, unapologetic_UH, YouTube, Natalie Nadeen, or Unapologetically Her podcast. Soon there'll be a website, but until then, just follow the socials and
Yes.
stay connected. But yeah, and I'm just here trying to podcast, trying to photography, and just trying to help, just like we were just trying to help, especially women, just find your purpose, find your voice,
Yes.
master your narrative.
I've been super like just talking about like rebranding and figuring out and getting clear. Like I was reminded of like my intention of why I started Duelist Bloom and just like I wanted to create a space for other creative entrepreneurs to come and like network and find collaborations and just like meet new people and experience new things and like motivate and encourage each other through it all as we're like creating our dream lives. And I was like, how did I get so far? Like, what? Like, how did I was like, where did the shift happen? Let's get back on course.
Went on, you didn't even know when.
Right. And so I feel you on the whole rebranding and stuff, and I'm excited to see the changes that you're making and as you're getting clearer and clearer. And hopefully you can come back on for a little chat and give us an update. We're here for it. We're here for it.
Just tell me when and where.
Okay, let's do a 4-month check-in. We'll be back.
I
set the calendar for 4 months, see what has changed, what obstacles you overcame. I'm here for that. So we can talk about that later in the DMs. But thank you so much for coming on. I love talking with you. You're such an amazing light in the world. Keep being you unapologetically.
Live unapologetically, yes.
Yes. Okay.
You unapologetically.
Are there any other questions before we wrap up and go? If you ever want to come on and do a little girl chat with me, I'm here for it. Send me a DM. We can make it happen.
You already see how this went. It's just
exactly.
Like quick time. Throw the basketball in and do a little, snowflake, like Quavo.
At least. I don't know basketball terms. Let me stop. But yes.
I'm talking shit.
Exactly. It's just a girl chat. We're having a good time and we're just chatting and witnessing and experiencing each other. But I can be a little long-winded. I've tried to wrap this up now twice. So this is for real. Goodbye now. And I'll see you soon. 4 months.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much to everyone who came and watched and enjoyed the little girl chat that we just had. I love doing these. I love talking and showing up and just, I feel so lit up right now. I love networking and connecting with people, and I love to connect other people with other people, entrepreneurs, and all those things. So let me know if you're interested. We can definitely arrange this. We could chat some more. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching, I'm here for that. We can have an alignment call. You can, again, send me a DM. We can talk about it. And yeah, like I said, I help people customize their life to their needs and their desires so we can get you to where you can be so you can be happy and live your best life. Yes, Natalie, this was so much fun. And I'm serious about 4-month check-in. Natalie's going to be back and we're going to like revisit and see what's going on in her life. But I hope that you all have a great afternoon. I've been a little AWOL, but we can talk about that tomorrow. But I love you all. Remember that you are an inspiration. You literally inspire people just by being who you are. Just keep being you. That's the only thing you got to be in this life is yourself. So I love you, and I will see you in the next girl chat, next chit chat, next IG story. Okay? Bye. Hey everybody, I really hope you enjoyed today's girl chat. I loved having these conversations and I'm sure you're going to enjoy tomorrow's episode as well. But before you go ahead and click to the next girl chat, I want you to share your thoughts on this one. So you can go to the comments and share your key takeaways, what gem resonated with you, and just let us know your thoughts. And so, yeah, we want to keep the conversation going. We want to keep the girl chat going, even though it's over. But you can start the conversation down in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. And if you are listening on the podcast, I want you to go ahead and take a screenshot of this episode and tag us at DoulasBloom on Instagram and let us know your thoughts. Same thing, keep the conversation going, share it with a friend, let us know your key insights, your key takeaways, and yeah, I want to know your thoughts. How did you feel today's girl chat went? What resonated with you? So yes, that is what I want. And then I will see you tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow for the next girl chat, and I'm so excited about this series. So excited about it. So but I will see you tomorrow for the next girl chat, and yeah, I love y'all. Bye.